of our
No.
podcast listeners. Randy has got an orb of sorts. What is that, Randy?
Whoa.
Describe it for the ones not watching YouTube.
It's the moon.
Excuse
It's
me?
the
In a
moon.
smaller version. Look, you can see a crater right there. Can you see it?
No, not really.
See
No.
you see the Apollo module and the footprints all on there and the flag?
No.
It was a hoax. That's why you.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hansy coming next week. Listen, folks.
And coming next week. But yeah, no conspiracies on this podcast. It's not a Joe Rogan show. This is the dark side of the elite, and we are reviewing BTE. And this week we are starting off with the Bullet Club. We have Kenny, Don Callis, and the Young Bucks. A clip of them backstage at Dynamite last week, setting up the six-man tag of what should have been the Elite, Kenny and the Young Bucks. But the Young Bucks get duped. Kenny makes his entrance, and the Young Bucks were expected to follow because, as Don Callis mentioned, you guys got a great entrance. You deserve to come out yourselves. But as Don Callis introduces the Young Bucks, or as we thought he was going to, we get Gallows and Anderson instead coming through the crowd. So Gallows and Anderson team with Kenny on Dynamite. The Young Bucks are left backstage, kind of embarrassed.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? And the Young Bucks we get a clip of the Young Bucks backstage kind of watching Kenny make his entrance. They hear Gallows and Anderson get introduced, and they're not happy. They're flipping the double bird at Kenny and the boys in the ring from backstage. And after the match is over, we get the Young Bucks confronting Kenny and Gallows and Anderson backstage. And they're not happy. They want to know what that was all about and why they did what they did. And Kenny said that they didn't know that it was going to be set up like that. He had no idea it was going to happen. They're playing dumb. It's implied by the Young Bucks. Well, we know who did do it, implying Don Callis kind of had this set up the whole time that he was going to embarrass the Young Bucks, team Kenny with Gallows and Anderson. So there's friction right off the bat with this new formation of the Bullet Club. Gallows and Anderson say they didn't know what was going on. Kenny didn't know what was going on. Gallows and Anderson say, you know what? We thought we were going to Orlando for the Impact tapings and that they thought they'd just kind of swing through to get a payday. Carl and Luke say, you know what? We don't even like wrestling, man. Like, we'd rather not even. And but the Young Bucks are like, you guys are already in gear. Like, what's going on here? And Carl mentions that this betrayal isn't real, okay? So they throw up the too sweet. The Young Bucks are a little hesitant about it. But Kenny assures them that they're going to talk to Don Callis, clear this all up. And the Young Bucks say, luckily we're set for life. And Carl Anderson makes mentions like, well, we're not set for life anymore. We got canned during a pandemic. And Kenny and Gallows and Anderson bounce because Kenny says, you know what? We're not welcome here anymore. We can't stick around. And Nick says, well, we got to stay here and watch Dark for 12 hours.
True.
Which I thought was hilarious. But the guys are a little upset about it, but they say as long as this wasn't planned, we're cool. And Matt also says they got a new EVP room. If you guys want a new dressing room to use, going back to last week with the new room they got for Matt Hardy.
Yep. Can they get in yet?
Yeah, we'll find out later. And Gallows, Anderson, and Kenny, they kind of say, okay, we'll get a car service and Uber. We're out of here. And once they leave, Matt and Nick kind of say, you think that was planned? And Matt Jackson says that was 1,000% planned. They lied to us. So right off the hop here, 1 week into this glorious Bullet Club reunion, we already have friction. And is Don Callis kind of planting this bit of a seed here of some, I don't know, what's he doing? Like, is he trying to embarrass the Young Bucks? Is he trying to turn Kenny and the Bucks against each other? Or like, why would this be happening already kind of thing?
I have no idea, but as the show goes on, you'll notice it's an ongoing theme with the Bucks getting duped, I guess. It's a perfectly named episode this week. So, Don Callis, maybe not. Maybe it's all of them, Kenny and the boys trying to figure it out. They're trying to do.
Well, I was thinking it seemed a little like weird to turn, like, because Kenny and Gallows and Anderson are technically heels, I guess, in this scenario, right? And the Bucks have been baby faces since winning the titles from FTR. And I thought turning the Bucks kind of heel with these guys was maybe a little too soon, but this seems to me to kind of plant the seed of just a temporary Bullet Club reunion, which will split into 3 versus 3, which my guess is Kenny and Gallows and Anderson going against the Bucks with Jon Moxley maybe as their third guy.
Well,
But
I could absolutely see that, only because they keep coming out and defending Moxley. Well, not defending him, but getting them to stop the beatdowns on Moxley, right?
Right. They've planted that seed already a little bit of the Bucks not too happy of the heel actions, but wanting to stick with their buddies. But they usually, AEW does a really great job of extending these storylines. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Young Bucks and Kenny, they're still together for a little bit here, but they're planting seeds along the way of a little bit of dissension, or the Bucks not liking Don Callis kind of being the one, the invisible hand, kind of steering Kenny and Gallows and Anderson away from the Bucks or putting something between them. But I guess we'll see where it goes. I'm not explaining it great right now, but
it was him, Austin. It was him all along.